I want them. I'm shooting with him and the clip as behind the scenes on how we're doing this.
Okay, well, we just dubbed audio.
I figured it was all the way up. I just wanted to make sure it was all the way up.
Yeah.
All right, let's start that one more time.
Something ain't right, because if I was running a show and you get a check every month for $1,500 or whatever, $100 or whatever that you get, you ain't gonna be staying in my shelter. You got to go because you're getting a check from the government to find you an apartment. That's what the check for, to help you. So why is you up in the Pacific Guard mission? Where's the money going then? That's just free money. What, the Pacific Guard mission getting the money? St. Leonard's getting the money? The Salvation Army getting the money? All these programs they got here, Haymark and all these programs they got here. Somebody doing something wrong with the money, because it shouldn't be if you stand up in there and you get this type of check every month.
Yeah, I could respond to that in a lot of ways. First thought though is, I mean, let's be honest. Hustling and getting over is more American than baseball and apple pie. That's how this whole joint got started, with them Europeans coming over here, stealing this land, taking people's property, you know, exploiting people, making people work for nothing, all of that. So what he's describing is homeless people continuing the American tradition of trying to get over, trying to hustle, getting some resources, but not using those resources in the way that he suggests they should, holding on to them so that they can try to get more out of their limited resources. That's the American way. That's what brought about the housing crisis. That's what brought about the sequester. That's what brought about these constant conversations about increasing the debt ceiling. All of those things are just part and parcel to what he's describing homeless people doing right there. But the difference is that homeless people are homeless and they're struggling. And I think they have more of a justification and a rationale for trying to get over and utilize their resources in that way than the ultra rich do, who run the same game. You know, so if we're talking about that attitude being problematic, well, we can't look at those homeless people as being the source of that. Certainly not the solution for it. If we're going to change that attitude, it's got to be changed from the rulers of the society who implement those same policies from the top down. Like to quote, there are 3 books by one author that speak to that. A man by the name of David K. Johnston, an investigative journalist, wrote 3 outstanding books that speak to this, and the titles of the books say it all. 1, Free Lunch: How the Wealthiest Americans Enrich Themselves at Government Expense and Stick You with the Bill. This man is a registered Republican who wrote this book. He's talking about the same thing that I just alluded to, how getting over is as American, more American than apple pie and baseball. And these homeless people doing the same thing, or attempting to at a much smaller scale. Another book by David K. Johnston, Perfectly Legal: The Covert Campaign to Rig Our Tax System to Benefit the Super Rich and Cheat Everybody Else. Pulitzer Prize winning author, I should mention that. The Fine Print is his 3rd book, How Big Companies Use Plain English to Rob You Blind. That speaks to where that attitude that he just spoke about came from.
Now that was cool.